So assuming the investor gets a lawyer like they should on the front end of these deals and can identify, okay, what is it that I'm trying to get private capital, and now I've determined through consultation with my attorney or having done this enough times, this is a security, no ifs, ands, or buts about it. We're not going to screw around with this. So once they know it's a security, what do they need to do?
So then you got to figure out, and most, especially in real estate, you're not going to register unless you're really trying to create a REIT. But if it's for a project, you're just not going to have the time to register. So if we know we're selling a security, then we say, okay, which exemptions can we comply with? And then from there, we say which exemptions are going to be the best for us to fulfill our goals. So there's lots of exemptions. As I mentioned before, Regulation D, which has 506B and 506C, that's probably the more common one that I use for real estate. One that I've been using a bit more regularly, but still not a ton, is Regulation CF, Reg Crowdfunding. They increased the raise amount of that one. It used to be 1,070,000, and then about 2 years ago they increased it to 5 million. And so at least for my clients now, that's at a number that it makes sense for them to go through the hoops to use that exemption. There's also Regulation A is another one. That's not one that I deal with too much. That one is going to be significantly more extensive, more costly, more time consuming. It's about as close to registration you can get without actually fully registering. So there's just going to be a lot more just red tape to get through. With that one, you have depending on which tier you use, you have either a $25 million maximum or $75 million maximum. One thing to point out is when I'm saying these maximums, these are in a 12-month period. So theoretically, with Reg CF or Reg A, you could raise, Reg CF, you could do 5 million this year. 12 months later, do another 5 million, and similarly with Reg A as well. But yeah, so I'd say your next step is figuring out which exemptions can you comply with, and then which exemption is going to essentially be the easiest for you to comply with based upon the goals you're trying to achieve.